Hello, everyone, and welcome to a special E3 predictions discussion here on JoyClicks. I'm your host today, Christian Buckley, joined by Ohms the Chef, Omar Nakvi.
What's up?
How
Happy to be here. I'm doing great. I've been waking up at 1 p.m., which is fine. Yeah, I don't know. How are you doing?
Doing alright, just busy, Like, this is the first E3 predictions thing we're recording. We're about to do a Nintendo one later. I gotta do, the fun gamey predictions with Kevin this week for the, Gamescast, so lots of E3 right now, but are you excited?
About E3?
Yeah.
I think I'm actually really excited, which I didn't expect. But, no, it seems like everyone's coming except for, Sony. Which maybe they'll come, I don't know, but, this feels like I'm expecting to see some shit, I guess.
Yeah, me too. It's refreshing though, because last year was a fucking mess. I hated last year the way they handled
the summer of games.
Yeah, man. It would be great if PlayStation was part of this year, because I think they're part of what makes E3, but
they were the best. That was my favorite conference every year, to be honest.
Yeah. I mean,
just because I feel like they always had that, maybe they sometimes got away from it. Maybe that one, we'll let the games speak for themselves kind of thing was maybe the beginning of the end there.
Yeah, it was.
But I feel like they always put on a show in a way that the other people didn't. Microsoft was up there too, and I love Nintendo, but you get what I'm saying?
No, yeah, for sure. Only one had a live orchestra the whole time. Only one hung people upside down and stuff.
Right. There was I feel like I always had the announcements for games that cut not the cinematic story stuff that I cared about, I guess.
Sure.
Yeah.
So today, though, for this predictions, we're talking strictly Xbox and Bethesda. So, I guess to establish this for people who may be listening who aren't around JoyClicks often, because you and I do a couple shows usually every week.
Yeah. I don't know if you know this, Christian. I'm an employee of JoyClicks.
Yeah.
I'm just going to say it. I'm hired. I'm on the team.
You are. So,
cool.
For those that might not be aware of either of us, very, very brief, what's your, just a pulse check on Xbox and Bethesda in terms of you and how you play games? What are you going into their presentations? Do you have stakes in either of them? What do you...
I have the biggest stakes, Christian. I don't know if you saw my tweet this week, but I officially became an Xbox gamer.
You're an Xbox?
So, yeah, I'm an Xbox. So this is where I am. So I'm looking forward to get full satisfaction on my $500 purchase for my Xbox Series X. I want the big... what was that, $8 billion of Bethesda money? I see my Xbox investment as an investment on that, so I'm expecting to get my rewards for that purchase. So I want to see, Wolfenstein, Skyrim 2, I don't know, Dishonored 4. That'll be a fourth one, right? Let's go. I don't know, but really, I feel like this is a hard one to talk about because I feel like they could do everything and more. Right?
Yeah, I was talking earlier just about Star Wars games, right?
And
typically PlayStation would be the one to be like, hey, yeah, this random cool third-party game gonna be here. And I don't think Nintendo would have a lot of overflow for those that would have been at PlayStation, so that falls to Xbox, and we know they're gonna have a 90-minute show. And
right.
Some of that's Xbox Game Studios, some of that's Bethesda. I personally have little to no history with Xbox, but I think I'm rooting for them. I think they have some really great potential. Perfect Dark seems real cool. We'll get to that, but
yeah,
when it comes to Bethesda, I definitely love a good number of Bethesda games. Most of them are their RPGs as well as Evil Within, but yeah, I think this could be honestly a really huge show, and I'm getting more excited about it the more I think about it.
On the flip side, though, I also feel like this could not be a huge show and they keep it quiet. I feel like this is either everything we want or it's all right, here's Halo, here's Starfield, and here's one Bethesda game studio thing. Maybe a Forza. And I'd be okay with that, but I want to see the breadth of the IP they have, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The studios all going crazy. But also, I feel like Xbox in the previous few years were pretty big on showing indies at E3, right? But now that they have Bethesda, I feel like maybe they will not do that anymore, right? I could see that maybe be going a bit quieter for them.
Yeah, and I think the idea you have of it being maybe a bit more low key, I can get behind, but in a slightly different way. Where I could see, remember that E3 Nintendo like just brought Breath of the Wild?
Yeah, I do remember that.
I could see them just bring Halo Infinite and Starfield as a, like, if we want to talk low key, I could see that be it. That's
Yeah,
their
for
take
sure.
on it. So
Yeah,
but
because that banner picture, right, is the Halo planet and a Starfield planet, right? That's
yeah,
the which I could see that. I mean, you don't need more than that, I guess,
yeah, I
but
don't.
I would like more.
I agree. So why don't we get into what could be showing up for the more side of this? We
Sure.
have a lineup of Xbox game studios. We'll run through them all. Some of them aren't probably gonna have anything to show, but we'll start with the typical Xbox ones, and I think you want to save Bethesda towards the tail end.
Sure.
Okay. So 343. Obviously, Halo Infinite got delayed to this year. They've been quietly updating the visuals for the game, updating all these things, lots of blog posts, which I did hear about. I haven't been following Halo Infinite, but the screenshots I've seen of that game recently do look real nice, and I think this is going to be sort of a re-reveal for them.
Yeah. I've been looking at some of that too. It looks pretty good, I think.
Yeah.
I'm excited, honestly. It definitely sounded like a bit of a mess. Or I will be honest, I didn't care for that last demo they had. I was a hater on that. I'll put myself out there. But it's looking good so far since, I think.
Yeah,
So
I
I'm
think
excited.
when it comes to that last one, and like I said, I have a very minimal stake in this franchise, but I thought the openness of it was interesting. I thought Master Chief having a grappling hook is kind of cool, because anything that adds a grappling hook is kind of cool. But yeah, it definitely didn't feel the scope or fanfare it should have if this is their thing. Well,
Yeah,
this is the one.
for sure. Like this is like it feels like make or break for Halo at this point, right?
Yeah.
I know everyone says that, but like, you know, I think since the Bungie games, the 343 ones haven't really done it for me personally, and I think a lot of other people.
Mm-hmm.
But there's like a scope and epicness to the climaxes of Halo, like 1, 2, and 3, that it sounds like this one could have done, but then that last demo didn't seem like it.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe they flipped it around. I don't know. I'm looking forward to seeing whatever it is. I'm gonna play it for free on Game Pass anyway. So who has any stakes? It's all free.
Sure, yeah. And speaking of it being free, there's also the multiplayer component, which is going to be full-blown free-to-play. No Game Pass even required. That's
Cool.
no gold, no Game Pass. You download that thing, you can play it until the server shut off. So,
Yeah.
do you think... I'll throw this out as a first little prediction. I think they'll announce a multiplayer beta at E3, and I think it'll go live in July.
Sure. I don't know. What game will they sell that with?
Psychonauts 2.
Okay. Sure.
Yeah.
I think realistically it probably will just be free on Game Pass,
Yeah.
but I think that's really fun to imagine.
Yeah, because I mean, Psychonauts has a huge cult following, right? But I don't know, what games has Halo packaged stuff with in the past? Do you know?
Crackdown. That's the only one I can think of is the Halo 3 beta with Crackdown.
Sure. Okay. I can maybe see that then.
Yeah. Crackdown 4.
Sure. Oh man. Yeah. No. If Crackdown shows up here, I will. I don't even know what I'll do, but I'll quit.
It might be the least likely situation.
Yeah. So in terms of Halo, what do you think you need to be wowed on the most? I know you mentioned sort of just the spectacle of it all. Is it more just the way they treat it, the way they present it, versus the visuals, or
No.
if there's one piece you can throw out there of just this is what I need out of Halo Infinite, what is it?
Well, I definitely think the visuals should have, it should have been on par with a Sony AAA thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
In my opinion. But honestly, it was really just the gameplay of it that was the problem for me. Where it just looked a bit. I don't really know how to articulate this, but it kind of dull, right? In terms of it could have been that Breath of the Wild Halo moment, right?
Yeah.
but the openness of that world, it didn't seem as dynamic as I wanted it to be. Right? Like they remember in that demo, they just get on that warthog for a while,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like, oh, they're driving, but it wasn't really interesting, and the amount of enemies was like, I don't know how to articulate what I want really, but just needed to seem cooler, I guess.
Yeah, I think you nailed it though with like the Breath of the Wild comparison. I'm sure they wanted to go for that of just like I saw a thread the other day of like, oh, Breath of the Wild's kind of empty, isn't it? And I was like, that's the point, you know? And I think
so
like
good.
Breath of the Wild nails that. Where here, I bet they thought they were going for that, and it just, like you said, came across as dull. So
No, yeah, I think that's interesting because that's like I think Breath of the Wild has to really strike that very fine balance, right, between being barren and like actually interesting, and it gets it.
You know,
But,
you know what I
yeah.
think we need out of this? I think we need another live demo. I think a minute in, the game has to crash, and then they boot it up again, and then they run the same thing, but in the middle of it, some random instant event in the open world happens, and it's like, oh no, we didn't plan for this.
Yeah, so you know it's different.
Yeah, so then you like
Yeah.
it makes it exciting, you know. So
That'd be cool.
yeah.
I'll put this out here too. 343. You think they ever make something that's not Halo? Is it time to see it?
Not this year.
All right. I'm hoping they do.
Speaking of someone who probably will never make something not from this franchise, let's talk about the Coalition.
So have you heard the thing?
I have heard the thing. Would you like to describe the thing?
The thing was that they might be working on a new IP. Originally, it was that Jeff Grubb, right? And he said it might be a Star Wars thing.
Yes.
But it seems like he backed down on that and says a new IP. Which I'll say this: Gears of War, not really my cup of tea. I played 1, 4, and 5, and I kind of can't care. Shoutouts to Cliff Blazinski. I think he's cool.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, remember when the Coalition started? This thing says it, but they were Black Tusk Studios, right? And they remember they showed that spy game, that espionage game, on like it was people grappling on buildings, like it was some Tenet type shit.
Yeah.
And what if they bring back that? I think that'd be cool.
Yeah, I think it's interesting you say that because I feel like now with Perfect Dark existing,
right,
we could maybe like if that did come back, I think Xbox is in an interesting spot right now where because of Bethesda, a lot of their first party games are going to be very similar to each other.
Yeah.
That's something that's been on my mind a lot recently with like Avowed and Elder Scrolls and Fable.
It's gonna end badly. I don't know when.
It's interesting because Game Pass, you know, it takes sort of out that like competition with each other of like that Titanfall to Battlefield 1 scenario. It does, that, but I'm with you, like overcrowding, overstimulating. It's like something.
You want to hear my take?
Sure.
I think Game Pass will end badly in 10 years or something. I don't know when, but I feel we shouldn't be worried about it now.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit scared about it. I don't know.
That's fair.
At the moment, though, man, what a deal! What a deal!
Yeah. So, Coalition, then you think?
Gear 6.
Is it time for that? When was Gears 5?
Is that 2 years ago? September 2019.
Yeah, and since then, Rod Ferguson left, right?
Yeah, he's at Blizzard now.
Mm-hmm.
I bet you it's not time for Gears 6 yet. Because honestly, I know it's probably a second trilogy, right? Gears 4, 5, and 6. It makes sense. And 4 was really similar to 1, 2, and 3. 5 is 2, but they try to branch out a little bit more. But I feel like 5, and I could just be wrong with this, I feel like 5 was like the last time they can really do that kind of old format of Gears.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm kind of hoping 6 is like a rebrand moment for them.
Sure.
So I'm kind of hoping there's some extra time happening there, I guess.
Like, I'm with you for sure, because again, Gears is one that was always not my thing. I did try the beta for Outriders, and I heard everybody comparing it to Gears of War, because I think People Can Fly worked on a Gears of War game.
They worked on Gears of War Judgment.
Okay, so like I was surprising myself with how much I enjoyed the way that game felt. So I was like, maybe I'd like Gears. But I think for sure, to wow me, you know, as somebody who doesn't have an Xbox, like, I'd love if we got a trailer, and then at the end, we see it's Gears 6 or a Gears of War game, and we had no idea it was Gears of War.
That's why that Halo Infinite trailer was so cool, dude. Remember that like Planet Earth type shit?
Yeah.
The reveal one? It was like, oh my god, this is Halo? Yeah, I'm with you. That'd be cool.
Yeah, like do some wacky first-person trailer that is just like survival horror. You think it's maybe Silent Hill, and then it's like Gears of War. What? Like something like that.
Yeah, honestly, I would love for them to go back to that horror route that the first one had.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, Turn 10 Studios is also in the stable. They work on Forza Horizon. They recently, their last game was
These
Forza
guys work on
Horizon
just
4.
Forza, I think. Oh, wait. I guess they also work on Horizon. My bad. You're right.
I'm looking at this list. They've done Forza Motorsport and Horizon.
I think their support studio on like the Horizon games, right? Like they make the cars for Forza Motorsport, and then the Playground games does Horizon mainly.
Yes.
But yeah,
we know we can talk about Playground here also because Playground we know is doing Fable at the moment.
Yeah.
And I don't know if they're a 2-team studio. I don't know if you.
They are.
They are okay.
Yeah.
So, do you think we see a Forza Motorsport 8 and Fable here?
So yeah, we've seen Motorsport 8 before, right? That got announced at the last showcase.
Okay.
I think, but it sounds like I don't know. Maybe I just know some rumors or leaks, but I feel like people are willing in Forza Horizon 5 for this year. Sorry, 4. 4. Or wait, no, 5.
No, it's 5, yeah.
It's 5, yeah. Which I guess that makes sense because Forza Motorsport took a year off. So it kind of would make sense for Horizon to come back. I think it's the same 2-year cycle or 3-year cycle they used to do. I can't remember what it is. I think it's 2 years. But yeah, I think we see Horizon only because these rumors are kind of getting to me. I think Horizon's here.
I've seen the rumors too. So like, I mean, Forza Horizon always seems like it's more of the fan favorite for like a wider audience because like Motorsport's more of the enthusiast.
Yeah, that's the sim racer kind of thing.
And I don't know, having I forgot to ask you this, but do you think Halo Infinite is this year? Do you think they double down on a date for this year?
Man, I feel like I can still see that slip into next year.
Me too, and I think it would be a huge benefit if they could ship a good, solid Halo this year.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
The reason I remember that is because I was going to say, if they can get Halo Infinite and Forza Horizon 5 this year, I feel like that's probably real good for them within the first year of having a new console.
Yeah, especially after their launch kind of sucked last year, or launch lineup, I guess. They had no exclusives.
Because that would be like if PlayStation had a Naughty Dog game and, I don't know, God of War 2 ready within year 1. So, like, that would be huge, I guess, for, like, their ecosystem. So
yeah. I will say, I feel like Forza Motorsport 8 should be the one that's coming out this year because they did take 1 year off. But I guess that's probably next year, just in terms of how rumors are going, which is kind of crazy to me. But
if you had to pick a location for Horizon 5, I know what you're going to say, but what would you say?
Japan.
Yeah.
Just think they should do it. I know it's a meme, and I know everyone on the internet might be... I know gamers can be obsessed with Japan, but, like, look, I think they should do it. There's all that racing culture there. Phil Spencer does love Japan. That's right.
Yeah, man. I think Forza Horizon 5 could be Japan, and I think it could look real cool.
Yeah, for sure.
I
do know... I heard a rumor of what it is, though. Do you want to hear it? I think right here is Mexico.
Okay, that could still be cool.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah, good environments there. Lots of beauties.
I think Xbox is a really big, the really big Mexico community or whatever. Like they always do the shows at the Mexico City.
True. Yeah.
Yeah. So that'd be cool.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
But once they buy Sega, I mean, then it makes sense to do it for Japan.
Yeah, no, because does Sega do Initial D? Is that them?
I don't think so.
Okay, that might be Konami.
Maybe.
I think.
Yeah.
But in terms of Playground, though, the other Forza team with Fable that was announced last year, I don't know if there's rumors about how long they've been doing Fable. I feel like a Fable demo, whenever they drop it, is gonna kill, but I don't think this year's the right time.
Yeah, I bet Fable soon. I bet it's next year, but like, I don't think we'll see it until maybe the Game Awards or something like that.
Ooh, that could be good. I could see that.
Yeah.
Rare.
Rare?
Rare.
I don't expect to hear from them at all this year.
Because what, they got Everwild right now? That's the new project that they showed off last year?
Yep.
You don't think we get a check-in on that?
No, I don't think so. I don't know what that game is.
I don't either.
And I don't think they do either.
I get it confused with Grounded, like the Obsidian game.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Even though, if you look at them side by side, they're nothing alike. Grounded is like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. This is Horizon, but no robots, basically.
Right.
So, like... Yeah,
But they both might be co-op, I guess.
Sure, yeah. I mean, I think the art style looks really cool. I would love to just see Rare make a comeback. I don't know how possible that is, but if they get a cool idea and they can fund it, I would be down to see it. You know?
Should we talk about Banjo-Kazooie here for a second?
After Sea of Thieves.
Okay.
Do you
All
think,
right.
do you think they're going to do some new Sea of Thieves thing now that Ubisoft is still MIA on the pirate front?
Probably. I think they always update that game, right? Or,
Yeah, like new content drop, new season, something like that.
maybe. I feel like we're going to enter an era where Microsoft no longer has time to talk about content drops like that at E3 if they have all these studios, which would be good for me in watching these shows.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm sure they'll update it, but I don't think we'll hear about it here.
Sure.
Look at this. We're on this Reset Era thread about Xbox Game Studios, like the lineup. And for notable releases for Rare, they say Kinect Sports Rivals, Rare Replay, and Sea of Thieves. I just think it's a little bit fucked up. But maybe that's just what Rare is these days. I get it. But they had some other notable releases.
They should at least have Nuts and Bolts on there.
Yeah.
Because that's modern Rare.
Yeah, and Cameo.
Yeah, honestly.
Who gives a shit?
So yeah, let's talk about Banjo. Because Banjo, it feels like it's time every year. Like, but to me, this year, it doesn't feel like it's time, so I don't know if that means it's actually going to happen now. But, like, where are you at with Banjo? Because I also see on this Reset Era thing, it says 2 extra IPs other than Sea of Thieves. So, I don't know if that means...
I don't know, because, I mean, they did that Battletoads thing, right? But that wasn't Rare, but they gave it to someone, which, man, I don't see why Crash Bandicoot and Spyro can come back in the way that they did and not Banjo.
Yeah, I think you're right, yeah.
And I feel like Microsoft has to give that to someone at some point.
So, I know I've heard a lot of people say give it to Double Fine, which I don't think that would, I wouldn't want to see that.
Yeah, I mean, I think they probably do a good job, but I don't think you don't want Double Fine doing that, right? You want them working on original stuff.
Mm-hmm. So, would you be cool if, with the backing of Rare and the support of Rare, similar to Battletoads, they did a partnership with someone like Playtonic?
Yeah, I don't think Rare needs to make or even touch that game really, because that company is different than what it used to be, right?
Right.
And Playtonic. The thing I'll say on that is that I heard Impossible Lair was good, and I enjoyed a little bit of Yooka-Laylee, but I also really want like the Banjo comeback to be kind of like a big budget thing, where it's like, not to say they can't give Playtonic a lot of money, but I'd like to see something interesting from Banjo.
Me too.
At this point, not just a throwback game in the way that Yooka-Laylee was.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe that's why they aren't making it, is because people want interesting things from it. I don't know.
So, what if... I think this might be likely. What if, because Banjo has been in the spotlight again because of Smash...
Yeah.
What if we did a Banjo 1 and 2 Crash Insane trilogy, called it Banjo Redewey, and they find somebody like a team in Rare or Playtonic to just remaster those games the way they did for Crash, kind of.
Yeah, that'd be cool. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, I think they should do that. Step, right?
Yeah, for sure. They should do that.
Yeah, because like look at Crash 4, right? Crash 4 came after the trilogy. That was Vicarious Visions, RIP. But yeah, they killed that, and they did a great job with that. And then, well, Toys for Bob came in to lead 4, but still, you could have maybe Rare and Playtonic working on this remaster together. And then Playtonic gets more familiar with developing on a big scale, like with a AAA budget for Banjo 3, maybe.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. So, do you have faith in that team though? Like, I don't know. I heard some
Playtonic?
of the humor about Playtonic in Yooka-Laylee was very much like, I'm a 45-year-old British man and my wife left me humor. Like, I don't know.
That's rare though.
Yeah.
Which I don't want that anymore. I maybe never ever did, but I didn't know better.
Yeah.
But yeah. I don't know. It's hard for games to be funny, right?
Yeah.
I guess I would much prefer a different kind of vibe to it now, but maybe that isn't Banjo anymore. And maybe that's the issue. I don't know. Like, how do you bring back Conker? Is it even possible?
Conker you let die. Conker was never funny.
Yeah. I don't know. As long as I think there should be no writing in Banjo-Kazooie, but the carrot and vegetable should have massive eyeballs still.
Yes.
And then that's funny. That's the only joke you need.
Sure. I think that could work.
Cool.
But yeah, I think at the very least, maybe they add 1 and 2 to Game Pass PC or something. I don't know. Maybe.
The thing with that is that those versions are like emulated 360 ports still. Mm-hmm. So I guess they'd have to report them or bring that emulator over to PC, which they refuse to do, which is a bummer.
Yeah. Well, if you had to give a percentage for Banjo this year, what's it at?
33%.
33, okay.
Higher than you thought, right?
Lower.
Oh, okay. Honestly. All right.
But yeah, Rare. I'm waiting for a Rare win. You know, I feel like they need one still.
Man, Nintendo buys them back. Watch this.
Yeah, that'd be it. Mojang, you expected any Minecraft drops? They just did an update, right?
Yeah, I know one.
What's up?
You ready for it? Mm-hmm. This is the year for Minecraft 2.
Really?
Yeah, this is it.
After we just added caves.
Yeah. This is it. Minecraft 2 in its space. We're going to space.
Mooncraft, exactly.
No, I don't think we'll see anything from them this year.
Yeah. Do you think there's a world where after Xbox on stage announces they bought Sega, they show off that Sonic crossover they teased at the Sonic Central?
Was it a Sonic Minecraft thing?
Yeah.
I kind of missed that.
It was a blink and you miss it thing. It was like 2 frames.
I see. No, I don't think we'll see that again. But they will buy Sega, don't worry. Mm-hmm. But no, I don't expect to see much of them at E3. Because I feel like I'm expecting this E3 show to be more in the vein of what Sony's last few E3 shows were. Really. In that we let the games do the talking, there's not much here kind of thing. You know? So I'm not expecting updates on the smaller stuff. Because the Minecraft stuff, you don't need to show in a press conference. Like, 14-year-olds online, 8-year-olds online will go crazy on YouTube videos immediately. Yeah. Right? Like, so, not expecting it.
You know what I'm expecting?
What?
I'm expecting Hellblade 2.
Yeah?
I think it's time to really blow this game up. Because, like, this was the first game shown for the Xbox Series consoles, and then it disappeared.
Yeah.
I think it's time we get a gameplay section.
I think we're not saying it.
Really? Okay.
Because I think they moved to Unreal Engine 5 mid-development.
Okay.
And I think it's probably adding some more time to it. And I think they'll probably show it off bigger when it's closer to release. Or show off a bigger chunk of it when it's closer. So I'm thinking that's probably a next year E3 thing for us.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I heard the way all this stuff works with Unreal 4 and 5 because that Tim Sweeney thing I watched last year, regret it every day. It seems like Unreal 4, it's very easy to transfer everything to Unreal 5.
That's cool.
Hopefully development wasn't impacted too much.
The new Fortnite update just dropped, and it was supposed to be this was originally supposed to be the Unreal Engine 5 update.
Really?
But I guess Unreal Engine 5 got delayed.
Damn.
Just in general. So
well, yeah, if that's the case, I think it's a safe bet. Maybe we don't see it. But do you think at the very least we could get another cinematic, or do you think they just hold on for this one?
I think they hold on to it.
Okay. Now, what about another game from Ninja Theory? Because I'm looking again at this rumor roundup. We got Project Mara and Project Insight.
Yeah, I've never heard of those, to be honest.
I haven't either. Project Insight, I doubt this is any connection at all, but Project Insight is the name of the evil Nazi plan from Captain America 2. So I don't know if that's any Marvel hint, but...
Yeah, if someone wants to make a Marvel game, I feel like Ninja Theory is probably up there, right?
I'd imagine, man, because, like, I still think it's really weird that PlayStation got a Marvel exclusive, Nintendo got a Marvel exclusive. I imagine that Marvel games went to Xbox and they were like, hey, we're spreading around some IP. You want one? Like, I'm really surprised we never saw anything out of that because it just makes too much sense. I don't know why they wouldn't go to them.
No, for sure.
But
yeah.
So, do you think?
Did you see their new studio? Did you see their new the new space Ninja Theory moved into?
I did not.
Man, it's nice. It's
Really?
like nice. They got a bar and stuff.
Ooh,
And black lights.
that's cool.
So they're definitely working on multiple projects.
Yeah, man. Okay, you've convinced me no Hellblade 2, but I think we might see one of these other things.
Sure, I could see that.
Because, last year we did get a lot of what I always think of as just we're selling you on the console right now, not the game trailers and announcements. One of them being Perfect Dark. And if Hellblade is presumably first out of all their projects, I could see them tease another one out there that's like, hey, this won't be here until like 24, but keep it in mind.
I feel I would really like to stop, or the teasing with stuff like that that's so far away. They own Bethesda now, and they put out the Starfield and Skyrim 2 teasers like 8 years ago. At this point, I mean, I like to know what people are working on early on, but the teasing with cinematics that make everyone think it's closer than it is can definitely be rough. To be fair to Bethesda, that's not what they did there, but man.
The one thing I'll say, though, I think that might be something Xbox wants to do this year because it's still early in a generation. I think a lot of their headlines recently have been pretty positive, and a lot of PlayStation ones have been a little mixed. And I think any chance they can get to just be like, hey, we got games. I think they're going to try really hard this year to get away from that Xbox has no games thing. And I don't know how.
Sorry.
I don't know if they do that through what I want them to do of just like Halo, Starfield. I think they might just be like doing some drops,
But I feel like they've been doing that in a way like, we got that Fable teaser probably pretty early, and same with Perfect Dark. And Infinite was way too early in the grand scheme of things. Like, if these teasers all end up going to delays, or even in the case of Scalebound, like cancellations, or we saw them tease a Stalker 2 at a show recently, which that game might be like 5 years away at least. Like, I think they've shown all these games that are far out at this point, and now we got to see stuff that's coming out sooner rather than later.
Sure.
Or that's what I'm hoping for, I guess.
Yeah, I think that's the smart thing to do for sure. I just feel like they have zero competition at this show, so I feel like they might want to go all out. Like, remember every year, the past few, they've been like, today we have 75 games to show you.
Right.
Like,
right.
Now they don't need to like reach out to other people. I feel like they could just do that with a lot of their own internal studios.
Dude, some of those Xbox shows were nightmares recently.
No, you're right.
It was just that summer one that really killed me.
Yeah, because I remember the two most recent Xbox E3 shows I really enjoyed. That was one of them was the Cyberpunk Keanu show.
Yeah,
there were some good ones recently.
They had some great E3 shows. I know I was giving praise to Sony recently, but the E3 Xbox shows in the past couple of years were probably actually the best shows there at the last E3s, right?
Yeah, I agree.
Like, those are nuts.
We mentioned Perfect Dark, the Initiative. This is their only game, I imagine, because they've been working on something. They've been hiring for what feels like 6 years. So
yeah.
Do you think we get a follow-up? Because Perfect Dark was revealed at the Game Awards, and that was a very, very low-key cinematic.
I don't think we hear from it here.
Yeah, I'm leaning your way. I'd love to see this. I think this might be the thing I want to see most out of Xbox, but yeah, I doubt it shows up here.
I'm feeling it's far away still. I'm thinking 2 years out until we're playing that.
Probably, yeah. It seems like a game they'll show at E3 next year, maybe, but not this year.
Yeah.
It'd be very cool if they did. I feel like that could be a really cool Mission Impossible style game, you know?
It should be dope.
Yeah. Undead Labs. Did you ever play State of Decay?
Like a little bit. Not for me, to be honest.
Me either. It's just like Days Gone. Compulsion Games. They did We Happy Few. I don't know what Contrast is, but I remember...
That was the first PS Plus game with Resogun.
Whoa.
I think so, right? Wasn't it?
I think you might be right.
The first PS4, Yeah, totally.
Damn. Yeah. Jesus Christ. We Happy Few, did you play that?
No. I thought that trailer looked pretty cool. But oh my god, they're in Canada?
Really?
I thought they were a bunch of British people with the way that game looked.
Maybe, are they from British Columbia? Maybe.
Dude, I don't really understand Canada, to be honest. I don't know.
So, I'm with you, though. We Happy Few had a great trailer. I feel like they just showed it too many times, and then the game ended up being mid. But,
it ended up being a roguelike, right? That was the issue, I think. It was like they kept showing this cinematic Bioshock-inspired thing, and then it was like, oh, no, it's a run-based thing. I was like, what?
Yeah, so We Happy Few was 2018. It says that for their upcoming projects is an unannounced third-person game. Do you think we see it this year?
I don't know. Some of this stuff I feel like is maybe not big enough for E3, but maybe I'm being crazy in my expectations. But what? I don't know. Man.
Contrast to We Happy Few looks like it was a 5-year cycle. We Happy Few I know got like post-launch support too, so
yeah,
only a team of 40 people. Maybe next year.
Maybe. Don't even know what it could be, to be honest. You think it's a fun IP thing, or you think it's a new IP?
My mind definitely went to this might be a licensed title.
Yeah.
When I saw unannounced third person and the size of the team, and at least their most recent game seeming like a miss. Yeah, I could maybe see a licensed title. But Obsidian. We're getting chunky now. Obsidian, do you think they show anything this year?
Let me see. There's Avowed, right?
Yep.
I see there's that Josh Sawyer project here, which I think, from what I understand, sounds pretty early on. I think. Avowed. What's up? What's up?
I'm gonna say no, personally.
They got a lot of employees.
Mm-hmm.
That I think there is another project there happening from Avowed and Project Missouri. From what I understand, Project Missouri is a pretty small scale thing.
Okay.
Avowed, I could definitely see it taking most of that studio.
So,
but I wouldn't be surprised if there's something else.
Do you think that something else would be like an Outer Worlds 2?
Yeah, definitely. That's it. That's totally it.
Okay. Do you think?
I feel like they have to be making that, right? I feel like they have to be making that.
Yeah, because I remember they were like really passionate about that. That was such a huge game for them with all the interviews, like tons of Game Informer coverage, like really good insight into what that studio's like, I think. But yeah, I just don't know. Again, I don't know whose call this is, but you get Obsidian, you get Bethesda Game Studios. One of them is showing Starfield, the other one's showing Outer Worlds. Like, I don't know if you do that in the same presentation.
I guess so, but also, like, I don't think this is... I know we're plugged in on this, but I think for general, like, people who just buy an Xbox or whatever, they don't know what's going on. They can they don't need to know that they're both Microsoft-owned studios. They're just playing the game.
Sure,
Which, in the same way Sony did Days Gone with Last of Us, like.
Yeah, I think more in terms of like a debut showing for both games, and then
Oh, sure. Yeah, that might be
you
an
draw
issue.
comparisons.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
Especially
I think
from
you're
those
right.
people who aren't in the know. It's like, hey, this one looks better. I'll only play this one, you know?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
if I had to put chips on something, I'd say no Obsidian this time, unfortunately.
Sure. I can see that.
In Exile, the developers of Wasteland 3 and Remastered.
Yeah. I never played the Wasteland games, but they seem cool. And I know they're pretty. I think Wasteland's pretty influential, right? I think that's how Fallout happened, or was it Fallout then Wasteland? I don't know. But
as far as I know, it was Wasteland then Fallout.
yeah, these guys they made Fallout, right? Or
I don't
a lot of
know.
like Brian Fargo. It sounds like what they're making next is like fucking crazy.
What is the rumor?
I heard like a first person RPG
Really? Do you think it's gonna be
and
like
with a big budget. What?
Do you think it's like set in the Wasteland universe?
Yeah, it might be. It might be. But maybe not. I don't know. It sounds like there's another issue of like another game that's like Fallout happening. But yeah, I bet it probably is, right.
I'd
Big
imagine.
Fallout styled RPG.
Yeah, because like, look at again Obsidian. Avowed takes place in the Pillars of Eternity series, so like,
Yeah,
I could see it, and
makes sense.
I doubt we see Fallout this year. So if it's ready to show, maybe they do show this.
Yeah, Fallout we're not going to see for another like 5 years, right?
Yeah.
Unless they start making New Vegas too, which I don't know if that's really going to happen.
Yeah, and I think if anything in the next 5 years, we see like the Elder Scrolls 6 equivalent of like, hey, this is our next thing, but it's stop asking us, you know, like.
Yeah.
So, Double Fine, Tim Schafer. You a fan of Double Fine?
Yeah, I like Double Fine a lot.
Psychonauts 2 is probably ready to go imminently, right?
Yeah.
I bet that's what they come to the show with. I think that's probably the only thing they'd have to speak on, you know?
You know who's really big right now?
Who?
Jack Black.
Jack Black, yeah.
I think it's time for Brutal Legend 2.
Ooh. That would be
If they're making Psychonauts 2, I think they're going to make Brutal Legend 2.
Interesting. That I could see that. Do you think it would be like a radical shift away from like the metal aesthetic? Do you think they'd go like
EDM Brutal Legend? That'd be funny, but no, I think you have to get Jack Black back, and I don't think he's going to be cool with Daft Punk Brutal Legend, even though I would be. I don't know. 90s Nirvana Radiohead Brutal Legend. Yikes. I'd play that.
I would too. Oh man. Yeah, I feel like Double Fine is such an interesting studio in all the ones we've said so far because they're the first one that genuinely feels distinct.
Yeah.
Um
There's no worry of someone making the same game as them at Microsoft.
Exactly, yeah. Like all the ones we've gone through so far, I've only had firsthand experience with a couple of them, but like I feel like a lot of them blend together to the point where like Double Fine, if they have anything ready to show for something, throw it out there just as like a hey, we have all this wacky shit coming your way.
Yeah, and we've known about Psychonauts 2 since the second it started getting funding, right?
Yeah.
Like, so it must be something. I don't know.
Yeah. Are you looking forward to the release though? I heard people say that we'll get a date here for sure. Initially, I heard Shadow Drop, but it sounds like that isn't the case anymore.
I'm really looking forward to Psychonauts 2. I'm a Fig backer of that game.
Damn.
I backed it on Fig. I was the 340th backer of Psychonauts 2.
That's impressive.
So I'm about to get my return on my investment. But also, the stuff they've been showing of that game looks so good. Like, I feel like they really upped the game in terms of the platforming and just the graphics too. It looks gorgeous, man. I think it's going to be a hit.
Yeah, dude, it looks stunning. And
yeah,
I only have about 4 hours logged in Psychonauts 1. Unfortunately, the PS4 version's not great, but like the writing, the just direction of it all is really... I'm a big fan of it, so seeing just the technical improvements with this one is just so impressive. Like, I saw the that level with like all the teeth everywhere.
Yeah.
disgusting, but oh my god, I want to play that.
You need to. Do you want to know a secret?
What's up?
I never beat the first Psychonauts.
Okay, that makes me feel better.
Yeah, I told myself I was gonna beat it before the second one came out, and I'm running out of time. I feel so.
Yeah.
Shit.
I mean,
Soon.
It's a short game apparently.
Yeah.
We could do a long play club spinoff.
Maybe I'm down.
But yeah, I think if Double Fine has something to show, that would be amazing. Do you think they ever do like another LucasArts remaster?
Man, they did the Tim Schafer games, right? The stuff he worked on, like Day of the Tentacle and Full Metal. What's that game? Full Throttle. Yeah, and Grim Fandango they did, which those were his babies. Mm-hmm. But then when you get into stuff like Monkey Island, that's a different studio. I think someone else has those IPs, mm-hmm. which Disney owns a lot of these IPs too, actually, which they just license from them. Mm-hmm. But I think Tim Schafer should know that what he did with archiving his own LucasArts games was so important. You know, like an incredible work. He made beautiful remasters of Grim Fandango and Full Throttle that I think he needs to go and remaster Sam & Max Hit the Road.
Oh yes.
Like I think he needs to take that talent of those teams and they need to just go to Sam Purcell or whatever and remaster that game in that quality. You know?
That'd be amazing.
For sure. But I guess Sam & Max is like happening right now too though, right? Like there's another studio working on like remastering the Telltale games,
yes,
or something.
The Telltale Sam & Maxes are being remastered. There's a new Sam & Max VR game in development for Oculus. So like,
right, that looked fun.
Yeah, it's a really cool IP. I'd love to see Double Fine get their hands on it, but you're right. I don't know how likely that would be because of the licensing and all.
But the thing is, like they made the tech to remaster LucasArts games, right?
Yeah.
Like they should just do it. I know Tim Schafer didn't work on that one, but they should do it. What
if they did like Indiana Jones, that one?
I never played it, but sure, I'm down. Yeah. I don't know. I got the they gave out the Indiana Jones Xbox game on Xbox with Gold recently.
Really?
And I haven't played it. I can't. Is it the Fate of Atlantis or the Emperor's Tomb? I don't know.
I think it's Fate of Atlantis.
But... Okay. Is the Emperor's Tomb just one I just made up?
Maybe. I don't know.
No, wait, that one's real too. Man, what a dumb name.
The final one listed here, World's Edge, that is Age of Empires. Do we see Age of Empires at the show?
Yeah, Age of Empires 4 is coming out. Oh, well, okay. Here's the thing. I think Age of Empires 4 is definitely coming out this year.
Okay.
But I don't know if this is the place to show it.
I agree.
I would not be surprised if they just show up to the PC gaming show with this thing.
Ooh, that's a good call. Didn't they reveal it at the PC gaming show?
They might have, or something. I know they bring Age of Empires, like I think 2 Definitive Edition got revealed there.
Okay.
But maybe not 4. I don't know.
That might be what I'm thinking of, but yeah, I could see that for sure. So, that is all the main Xbox studios. So let's scoot on to Bethesda real quick. I have the list of these ZeniMax Media studios currently. We have Alpha Dog Games. They currently do mobile. I doubt we see anything from them. Arcane. We have Arcane Lyon and Arcane France. Oh, no, sorry, that's the same studio.
Yeah, Leon and Austin, I think.
Yes.
Right. Okay.
Like.
Yeah, do we see Deathloop here?
No, I don't think
so. Deathloop on Game Pass.
Game Pass PC, maybe.
Right. There's that rumor we talked about this before, but Arcane is apparently making a vampire game.
Yeah, that'd be really interesting.
That sounds like the perfect match for them.
Do you think? Again, do you just think there's space to show that at the E3?
Yeah, I think so because it sounds like that game's coming soon.
Really?
Like I heard it's spring 2022.
Oh boy, okay.
But maybe it'll get delayed. But I'm expecting to see that, especially because like, what you think Sony's just going to get their own Arcane game? No, they have to show that there's an Xbox One too.
You're right. And Deathloop was revealed a way out, right? Deathloop was like 2018. They revealed that. Yeah,
I feel like I've heard more Deathloop delays than anything else about that game.
So, you know what? I'll hop on board. I feel like that'll be a big focus then, because like
let's go.
there's no Castlevania who, right? Like, Vampire the Masquerade got essentially canceled. So like, yeah, I could see a big vampire game on Xbox.
Vampires are kind of back right now. I feel like I don't know. There's something about. I feel like people are reevaluating Twilight movies recently.
Yeah.
And what's up?
My girlfriend got me watching Vampire Diaries, the CW
Oh,
show.
okay.
It's not that bad. It's really not that bad. So, do you think it's Victorian, like Bloodborne era?
Yeah, I think it's an old timey game.
Okay, so not like modern vampires.
No.
Okay.
It could be though. I think that'd be cool too.
Yeah.
But I guess that vampire game from was it Dontnod that made one?
Dontnod, yeah. Vampire.
Yeah, that was Gothic era, I guess. I don't really know which one I want more. I feel like I want old time stuff with Arcane because I feel like they can get that art really right and gorgeous.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't mind like a Blade Runner ass looking game with vampires too. I don't know.
Yeah. So, Bethesda Game Studios, obviously Starfield's going to be here. Would you be surprised if Starfield's the only Bethesda game they show?
No, I'm expecting that.
Me too.
I think. I can't see them do anything else.
Because, like, ZeniMax Online, I don't think the Xbox stage is the place for Elder Scrolls Online. Tango, Ghostwire, who knows what the hell is going on with that? That seems like a state of play thing.
Yeah.
Doom DLC is going on, but like...
Doom DLC just ended.
Okay, then yeah.
So, yeah, we don't know what they're working on next. I think... Look at this. They have 200 employees at id Software.
Okay.
That's a lot. That's more than I thought they would have, to be honest. But I guess they make that engine too.
Yeah.
But that's a lot of employees working on Doom Eternal.
Sure. Do you think
maybe there's something else? I don't know.
Like a new Quake or something?
Yeah, I would love that. Because I would think Machine Games would have done Quake, but they're apparently working on Indiana Jones and probably a new Wolf. So
okay.
I think it should be doing Quake or maybe a new thing. They did do Rage a couple of years ago.
Sure,
10 years ago. So I don't know if they'll do Doom 3 immediately. I think they might hold off on a new Doom for a while.
Yeah.
But I could be wrong on that.
You mentioned Machine Games and Wolf. Do you think it's time for Wolfenstein 3? I hear some people saying it's time, and
I definitely think it's time.
Okay.
I think this is it. If we don't see it, then that'll be sad, but I think we will.
Do you think it's a 2021 game, or do you think
I think so.
Okay.
I think it's a 2021 game, yeah. Because that's what happened when they revealed Wolf 2. It was like, showed at E3, then it came out that same year. But to be fair, there were a lot more rumors before that reveal. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it definitely feels quiet on the Wolfenstein 3 front.
Okay.
But they have to be making that, and it doesn't have to be much. It just has to come out and be awesome and a nice like 5 to 6 hour experience.
Sure. Yeah, that seems kind of likely actually, because like there were a couple Wolfenstein spin-offs since 2017, right? And we're going on like 4 years now. I feel like that's probably time. You're right.
Yeah, and you definitely feel like one's a B team. Like the spin-off games they do, it's definitely very B team vibes.
Okay. That
I don't think they affect the development of this too much. And obviously they're working on Indiana Jones, right? Mm-hmm. Which I don't think is much at the moment. I'm expecting they'll probably go hard on that after Wolfenstein 3 ships.
Sure.
But I don't know.
So I guess then, if it's likely that Bethesda only has maybe Wolfenstein 3 and then Starfield.
And the Arcane game, I would say.
Sure, okay. How much time do you think we spend on Starfield, and do we get gameplay?
I think we get 20 minutes of Starfield.
Oh, yes, please.
And I think it's a Todd Howard on stage being a cocky little shit. And, yeah.
I wouldn't have it any other way.
And I think that game is coming out this year.
Really? You're still on 2021?
I don't know, man. Like, I know people keep saying otherwise, but, like, you see why is it leaking like the way it is? I don't get it.
That's what I'm saying, man. Like,
I don't get it.
Remember Fallout 4?
Yeah, I do remember that. And, like, the marketing is... they're straight up marketing this game right now. I don't know if people realize it, but those leaks are marketing. Like, They have to be. They have to be.
Yeah. I've been like waning off the whole 2021 train for Starfield, but man, I would love if it was this year. I think Bethesda games, when they start leaking, it means that they're 8 months away from shipping. Like,
Right.
I think that they want to repeat Fallout with this game, probably. I don't think if it was coming out next spring, they would do a deep dive now. Like, save it for Keighley in December or something, or like the Xbox experience thing they do, the Fan Fest. Like, do that. Like, don't do it now when you're trying to sell Halo Infinite for November or whenever that's hitting, right? Like, I think Starfield will be this year. I'm with you.
For sure. All right, cool. I'm excited.
Tom Cruise?
Dude, now that's crazy. Tom Cruise. He'll be there.
Yes. Does he come out on stage?
Yeah, he'll be there. He'll be there in that N95 mask with Christopher McQuarrie as his bodyguard. I don't know.
Yes.
That guy's scary, man. Honestly, the thing with the Tom Cruise rumor is that, like, is he even well liked? Because I know we're fans, Christian, but is everyone else fan? Would he do it for gamers like Keanu Reeves did it? I don't know.
I think Xbox gamers like Tom Cruise.
Okay. Well, I don't know what you're saying by that, but
no,
I get it.
I mean, like, everybody loves Keanu, right?
Yeah.
Some people like Tom Cruise, and I think the Venn diagram of Tom Cruise fans, a good chunk of it overlaps with Xbox fans, I would say.
Sure. I feel like I've heard that Tom Cruise is huge in Mexico, which they should do it, man. They should do it.
Yeah. Like, I'm with you. I really hope we do get chunky Starfield stuff. I want to see gameplay. I want to see how janky it looks. I'm ready for it. It's been a long time since Fallout 4, man. Like, it's time. It's time.
Yeah.
Because what? Fallout 4 after Skyrim was 4 years?
Yeah, yeah, like, I think Skyrim was 2011. Fallout 4 was 2015?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And
we're going on 6 years.
Even before Skyrim, it was 3 years between Skyrim and Fallout 3. Yeah. And then maybe 2 years before Fallout 3 and Oblivion.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know when Morrowind was. But yeah, they used to be fast at making games, man.
Yeah.
Obviously, the scale or the scope got insane, but, like, yeah.
And I think the only thing we really know is that Starfield is still in the creation engine. It's just
right.
It's a modified version of it. Like he said, it's their biggest overhaul so far. So, like, 6 years with the same engine they've been using, like, it's time. Starfield's this year. It's not going to look as good as you want it to, but it's going to be this year, and you're going to love it. That's my final stamp on Starfield.
You've seen the leaked screenshots, right?
Yeah, man.
I really like how that game looks so far.
I love how that looks. It looks like
that clean, sterile space look that from the 60s. I'm a big fan of it.
I'm so tired of Borderlands space right now, man.
Sure.
Like, one massive, chunky Bethesda, like, 2001 style approach to making space tech look like, yes, please.
Yeah.
So, overall, if you had to rate 1 to 10, where's your excitement at for Xbox Bethesda?
There's a couple of things I'd like to talk about if we have time.
Sure.
But I think we should cover, these guys, I think they always announce acquisitions and stuff, right, at these shows.
Fair.
Or they have in the past. We mentioned Sega before. There's a big rumor right now. There's a couple of big rumors right now. But the biggest one, I think you know where I'm going with this?
I do.
It's maybe not acquisition, but I expect they're working with Hideo Kojima.
I completely forgot about that. That is absolutely a centerpiece of this show.
Yeah. I think it's ready. Kojima likes to reveal games early, and he delivers them fast. I think we'll probably see a nice trailer for a new Kojima game, and I think it's probably an Xbox exclusive.
I wholeheartedly agree. What genre?
It's first person. It's a first person horror game.
Please. Is there a celebrity star?
Yep.
Who is it?
Norman Reedus.
Okay, fair.
He's going to go back to them. I think.
So, quick little insight. One of my predictions for Gamescast with Kevin is that we see the new Kojima game. It takes place in a rainy city. The main character is Zendaya, and it's got horror vibes, and it's coming out next year.
Yeah, I think he's gonna make Silent Hills.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I would much prefer Zendaya than Norman Reedus.
Yeah, I love Norman Reedus, but
I'll be honest, I kind of don't get Norman Reedus.
I think that's why I like him though.
Sure, that makes sense.
He's just some
He's just a guy.
Yeah, he's just some dude that got cool because he rides motorcycles and he was in a Boston movie and he's on The Walking Dead.
Sure.
And then he became friends with Kojima.
What if it stars Adam Driver?
That'd be a choice.
Imagine if Adam Driver was in Ethan Winters and had some crazy reactions in that game.
Don't tempt me.
His yelling would be so good. Right.
That'd be great. I think there was also another thing I'll throw out there. I heard people bring up Metal Gear as an Xbox thing.
Yeah.
I could maybe see that too. I could see Xbox, Microsoft throw however much money Konami wants to get that license.
We talk about this I feel like all the time.
Yeah.
I will say this again. I still don't know why it hasn't happened yet. Right?
Man.
Why hasn't it happened? And I think the thing about Metal Gear, I know there's those Blue Point rumors circling right now. It seems like they've died out for a bit.
Yeah.
But I don't think they're remaking that game. Right?
Yeah.
I think we both talked about it. It seems impossible. No one's going to be happy if they do that. It serves no one. I think someone reboots Metal Gear with Kojima's blessing, and I think it's probably Microsoft, right?
I'm right there with you. I know we all want it to be PlayStation, but to me, it makes so much more sense for it to be Xbox.
Yeah, I don't think Jim Ryan gives a shit about that anymore.
No, Xbox has the money to pay whatever the hell Konami wants, and also, again, I feel like Xbox gamers fucking love Snake Eater. So, just remake Metal Gear 1 and 2 with Snake Eater systems. Kojima gives it his blessing. And there you go. I genuinely think that next time we see a Metal Gear game, it'll be an Xbox exclusive.
Yeah, I think so. And plus with stuff like Game Pass too, it doesn't they don't have to make a case for it to be a huge game seller, right? Or anything like that. Huge. Yeah, no, I think it happens. I don't know if this is a year for it, but I think Metal Gear will be back soon.
Sure. Metal Gear will come back before Splinter Cell.
Yeah, I think so. Because I was thinking about it, there was 4 years between Metal Gear Solid 4's release and 5's announcement.
Mm-hmm.
And now, since 5 will be 6 years old in September. Obviously, a lot of crazy shit has happened.
Right.
But I feel like everything always comes back, Nothing is gone forever. And this is no exception.
I agree. So, overall, talking through it got me more excited for the show. My sights are narrow on what I want out of this.
I have one more rumor to be annoying about.
Let's hear it.
This is not an acquisition, but there is a Nintendo Switch on Phil Spencer's shelf.
Sure. I think that's a Nintendo show, though.
Okay. And is it Master Chief and Smash?
Yes.
Okay. Fair enough.
But, yeah, I'd say I'm at an 8 right now. I was probably on a 7 the other day, but, I'm lying to myself. I'm at a 9 just because of Starfield.
Yeah, I'm really excited. I'm at a 10 for this one. I think this is probably going to be the show of the E3. I'm expecting.
I'm excited. So, this will be posting at some point this week. We will be doing reactions to the Xbox show. If you are interested in watching those, you can check it out, youtube.com/joyclicks. Myself and Kevin will be there for sure. I think Jack might be around. Omar, if you're around, you are more than welcome to join.
Awesome. Thank you.
But what would you like to plug?
I have a Twitch channel. I feel like, it's been I've been in a little bit of a rut, but recently I feel like I'm a Twitch streamer again and I'm feeling good.
Hell yeah.
This channel is fucking crazy, I think. I don't know what you think, Christian. I think it's one of the nuttiest ones around and I'm proud of it. It's twitch.tv/ohmsthe-chef. Play a lot of old games. Playing Kingdom Hearts right now. Please check it out. It's a good one, I think.
Excellent. I can highly recommend it. But
thank you.
You're one last thing to be annoying. I think this is another hint at one of my predictions for Kevin. Final Fantasy 14 will be announced to get an Xbox version, and it will be coming to Game Pass as a subscription.
Sure, Christian, you're right, and I forgot about my one last thing to be annoying.
Go for it.
Genshin Impact, I think, has to be here.
Hell yeah.
I think it has to be here because it's only on PlayStation right now on consoles, and I think Xbox, they know China, they want to get that market probably, and I think it could be the best version of that game because Sony has crazy cross-save problems and cross-play stuff. I think Xbox was get cross-play and cross-save right.
Yeah, man.
And I think they'll make the definitive version of Genshin Impact.
That is why I'm thinking this about 14, right? Because I think, again, they love Japan. They need that hold there. I think if you include that monthly subscription to 14 in Game Pass, straight up, I got a little bit hooked on 14, but I don't want to pay that subscription. I would buy a full game, Xbox and Game Pass just to continue that so I don't have to pay the subscription for 14.
Dude, seriously, it's like, I think you're profiting on that at that point.
Yeah, absolutely.
Same with, like, especially because you never have to pay for a Destiny expansion again either.
Yeah.
Like, man.
Count on it. But, yeah, that's wrapping up predictions. We'll have more of these throughout the week for Nintendo, Ubisoft, Square Enix, and all that. So until then, thank you for watching, and enjoy E3.